Happy Friday, TV family. We're back, ready to wrap up another week of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this 24th day of July, 2026. I am Dan Kuntz. Two things you'll notice if you haven't been outside yet. Considerably cooler this morning than it was yesterday at this time. And the air quality is much better than it was yesterday at this time. But the big dry cold front, the well-advertised dry cold front barreling in from the Gulf of Alaska, is knocking on our door by tonight. About 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, it will be here. By the time we get to the afternoon hours, the wind will be picking up in intensity. It's still going to be hot. Red flag warning begins at 11 o'clock this morning. Then it's going to be replaced with a fire weather watch over the weekend. Big cool down coming our way. I think everybody is pretty happy about that, but obviously wind and fire is a bad mix. We'll talk about that at length here in just a couple minutes when we do the weather forecast. But it's going to be a little breezy. The windiest period for us here in the valley, and really for most of north central Washington, is going to be tomorrow night, Saturday night. But we're going to start dealing with some wind, I'm afraid, over the next 36 to 48 hours. News, lots. Sports, not much. Mariners, of course, didn't play. This is I know it's only July, but this is a critical series for the Mariners. They're in Arlington to take on the Rangers. The two teams have been going at it left and right. Nobody seems to want to take charge of the American League West. We'll preview the Mariners and the Rangers. For the Apple Sox, they just keep right on winning. That's a nice habit to have. We'll talk about that. And in the interview portion of this program, it is back again. It's a pretty cool deal. It don't cost you anything. It's the Wenatchee Citizens Police Academy. And Tessa Makximenko went through it 9 years ago. She was new to town. She thought this might be a good way to learn about the Wenatchee Valley. She enrolled, went all the way through the Wenatchee Police Citizens Academy. She liked it. She's going to talk about it. Something you might want to think about. Tessa will be joining me in the back half of the show. Let's go. We got a lot to get to. First of all, you can see Birch Mountain and you can see Badger Mountain. We couldn't do that yesterday at this time. The AQI was like 170 something in the Wenatchee Valley. Now it's at 53, although the air is still pretty dirty up in Antioch, and it's 107 in Chelan right now. That's unhealthy for sensitive groups, but the air is considerably cleaner than it was yesterday at this time. We did have some pretty dirty air. Up to Greens Knob we go. I don't see any smoke up there. Now that's a ways from Chelan proper, quite a ways from Chelan proper. That's the camera that is as far up Lake Chelan as we have on your way up to Lucerne and Stehekin. So you can see the skies don't look real bad, but Greens Knob is a ways away from Chelan proper, which probably has some dirty skies. Yesterday at this time, you couldn't see anything from this camera. Now you can. There's the Billy Goat camera to the north of us. Yesterday at this time, all you could see was a little bit of Alta Lake in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. And that was it. Let me check the air quality real quickly. It is it's 99 right now in Omak, which is moderate air quality. That's the closest that we have to that camera as far as an AQI monitor. And there is Stein Hill. Good morning to Cashmere. There's the golf course. There's the fairgrounds. You can pretty much see all of Cashmere from that view, looking directly back towards the Wenatchee Valley. There is not, there's one in Cashmere. It's 49 right now in Cashmere on the AQI scale, so that's no real problems there. The air is considerably cleaner everywhere in our area, but that cold, dry front is almost here. Widespread windy conditions, and at 11 o'clock this morning, a red flag warning begins, and that is what the recipe is. Warm temperatures, strong winds, low relative humidity. Even though it's much cooler today, it's 64 right now, we're still going to be well into the 90s for the afternoon high today, so it's still going to be hot. Ergo, a red flag warning. That goes until 11 a.m. Saturday, and then that will be replaced with a fire weather watch, which begins at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning through 9 o'clock Saturday. It's going to be a lot cooler tomorrow. It's going to be almost 10 degrees cooler for the afternoon high, but it's also going to be windier tomorrow, and the relative humidity is still going to be bone dry. So the one difference between today and tomorrow is going to be the heat, not nearly as hot. Here's your wind gust forecast. This is a time lapse that the National Weather Service sent our way. Your wind direction and your peak winds. This takes us all the way through the weekend. As you can see, by the time we get to Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, the winds will be really picking up in intensity through the Cascade Gaps. Keep in mind now, we got the really big fire, the Kaiser fire. That fire doesn't have any natural barriers. There's no body of water to act as a natural fire break. For the Kaiser fire, it may burn into itself a little bit on the west flank, but the east flank could just take right off because there's nothing out there to stop it. The Maudrite fire, which is considerably smaller, it does have a natural fire break on its east flank, and that's Lake Roosevelt. So keep your fingers crossed. Hot, hazy. 98 today. It's going to take us a while to get there. Winds today will get gradually stronger as the day goes on, and then we'll have steady winds tonight at about 15 miles an hour under clear skies. We'll get down to 68 degrees. And then pretty windy on Saturday with a high of 90, a lot cooler, and then the big wind will be Saturday night as the very last of this cold front slides through, which is why we're only going to get to 87, but very windy on Saturday night. But in the overnight hours into Sunday, it will begin to decrease. No real wind at all, just that cooler air coming in. On Sunday, make things a lot more comfortable, and we'll be just below normal with the high temperatures on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then we'll cook right back up again. Rain, we need it bad. You will have to go elsewhere. A nice, cool, drenching rain is just what the doctor ordered. Mother Nature has other plans. We're going to take a break and come back with the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, a presentation of Evergreen Home Loans. Hot August Nights at the Numerica Performing Arts Center returns with Jamie Donegan's presentation of the musical 1776. 1776 tells the satirical story of the Second Continental Congress and the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The show runs July 31st, August 1st, August 5th through the 8th, and August 12th through the 15th.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
It's a comfortable 64 degrees. Air quality is at 53. I think we can live with that. It's going to be pretty warm again today. The wind will be picking up in intensity. By the time we get to tonight, it'll be quite windy all day Saturday and into Saturday night before we calm down. So the next 48 hours is critical for area firefighters fighting the wildfires pretty much all over eastern Washington. The defense attorney for the boy accused of killing a homeless woman has asked for more time. The attorney wants to review the case's evidence, and also the attorney for the boy wants to respond to the prosecutor's argument that the boy should be tried as an adult. The boy is now 14 years old. He was 13 when he was arrested by Wenatchee Police on June 5th as the primary suspect in the death of 42-year-old Cassandra Marie Andrews Huff, who was found stabbed to death on the back porch of a South Wenatchee business back on May 30th. He appeared in Chelan County Juvenile Court yesterday before a packed courtroom. The boy is charged with first-degree premeditated murder. He did not enter a plea yesterday. The boy yesterday was found mentally competent to stand trial following a mental health evaluation by an expert. Chelan County Juvenile Court Commissioner Tracy Brandt signed the order declaring him competent to stand trial. The next hearing in this case is scheduled for August 27th. Well, as you know by now, a lot of winds forecast, a lot of fires out there. Local officials preparing for what could be significant fire activity in our area. Our news director, Rick Boone, had a chance to visit with Jason Reinfeld, Sergeant Reinfeld, with Chelan County's Emergency Management Division.
Sergeant, tell me about the fire season so far, and more importantly, what's your biggest concern right now?
So right now is the weather we have coming up would be our largest concern. Specifically Saturday, we're supposed to have really dry weather, but high winds in the county. So any existing fires have the potential to spread, and any new fires aren't going to be stopped that easily right off the bat.
Right now, your biggest concern right now, the little fire happening just north of here, huh? Correct.
North of Lake Wenatchee by about 10 miles, 10 to 15 miles is a Little Giant fire. Right now it's around 1,000 acres. We have the Chihuahua River Road. Most of it is on some sort of evacuation. Trinity area down to Atkinson Flat is at a level 3. And then level 2 goes down to Grouse Creek campground. And then the level 1 extends on down from there to about the Fish Lake area.
This fire season so far, is it worse than last year, or is it about the same?
So it's we've had a large quantity of fires so far. We had a stretch around the 4th of July, about 2 weeks, where we had a dozen fires. And fortunately, the response was great. They had a lot of air resources and a lot of ground resources that were able to get on those fires, and they were mostly able to put them out within a couple of days as far as Chelan County goes.
You put something out on social media recently, a few weeks ago, telling people about their location on their phones, how important that is during these fires.
Right. When we do evacuations, one of the things we do, aside from door to door when we get into the level 2s and 3s, is we send out wireless emergency alerts. And those will hit your phone. I'm sure people have driven into areas where there's an evacuation, or they've had an Amber Alert where your phone will do an alert, a loud noise, and let you know there's something to look out for. If you have your location services on and you drive into an evacuation area, your phone will let you know. And if you're within that area already, you'll get the alarm to let you know that you're in a fire evacuation zone.
What is the biggest issue you're seeing so far with the fires here in Chelan County that seems to be causing them the most?
So I think we had, I think probably lightning at this point has been pretty significant, but we did have a lot of human-caused fires around 4th of July time. There's some fireworks, there's shooting, there was also just doing property maintenance. We believe maybe a couple fires were started by mowing fields and just hitting a rock with a blade or something, you know, not intentional, but something that kicked off a fire that wasn't able to get put out right away.
Finally, Sergeant, what's the stress like on the crews that are out there on the front line and the volunteers that are trying their best to get these residents out and also get these fires put out so quickly?
So I haven't been in touch directly with the crews. Definitely talked to the management teams that are handling the fires. They're more one-on-one with the crews. They'd have a better answer for you on that.
Gotcha. Volunteers out there, do you still need them?
So yeah, we're good locally with our volunteer group. We can call upon them if we need them to help us with evacuations or signage, and we have a great group that we can work with.
Our own Pete O'Kane is a veteran, so it seems like a natural fit that Pete O'Kane would keep veterans updated weekly on what's happening as far as veterans are concerned around the Wenatchee Valley. And among Pete's report is the expanded Purple Heart recipient ceremony that's coming up.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Veteran Voices. We've got a couple things going on in the vet community that you should know about. So the 3rd annual Purple Heart Day honoring service members wounded or killed in combat is coming up in about 2 weeks. So this event has actually outgrown its previous venues and is going to be hosted at the Wenatchee Convention Center on August 7th at 5 p.m. But it's not the only Purple Heart Day celebration that day. There's going to be another up in Manson at Tapped Out Sports Bar at noon. So between the two, you're going to see about 6 vets honored and inducted into the Chelan County Hall of Honor. And here's something for the event planning minded Marine Corps vets out there, which I'm sure there's a couple of you. There's a few people at the Wenatchee Valley Veterans Hall that are looking to get a Marine Corps ball going again. So Ron Bruno and Bob Ashford have organized these in the past, and they asked me to help get the word out, looking for someone to help potentially organize this for this year or 2027. And they're specifically looking for someone to take the lead on this. They'll help out, but they would like some help in getting this thing off the ground. And so for the uninitiated, Marine Corps Ball is a celebration of the Marine Corps birthday, which is on November 10th, and the ball itself is hosted usually within a week or two of that. So if you know someone who might be interested, go down to the Wenatchee Valley Vet Hall and talk to Ron or Bob. So that's all I've got for this week. With the Wenatchee World, I'm Pete O'Kane.
As You Like It is this year's production presented by the Short Shakespeareans. The show opens August 5th. It'll be at the Riverside Playhouse. Our own Josie Meets brought his camera, his microphone, and his hat to the Playhouse and gives us a preview.
What has 65 kids, 48 years of tradition, and 2 directors? Why, it's the Short Shakespeareans. I'm Josie Meets, and I'm here with Wenatchee World and NCW Life at the Riverside Playhouse, catching up with the latest production of the Short Shakespeareans. The Short Shakespeareans began in 1978 with Sherry Chastain's Shrek, who started it as a summertime activity in the backyard, and it has grown into an essential piece of Wenatchee's cultural tapestry. Now under the direction of mother and daughter duo Kelly and Maddie Atwood, the Short Shakespeareans bring you the community as you like it on August 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th with 2 shows on the 8th. We caught up with some of the Short Shakes to hear about all the magic happening behind the scenes.
I think that I would definitely, without Short Shakes, not be the same person. And I think for most of the kids in the program, it's definitely just something that brings out like confidence and learning how to publicly speak, being able to be creative, memorizing things, following directions. I think I would have so many less friends if I didn't do Short Shakes. There's definitely so many people that I've met through Short Shakes that I wouldn't know otherwise, and there's been so many just like opportunities to meet new people and make friends. The amount of work that like the community puts into Short Shakes is amazing, honestly. Like there's always parents volunteering, and you know, like you said, Kelly's like sewing costumes all the time, and people even after they graduate come back and help as like student directors and stuff. I'd say that there's so many people who volunteer and help with it, and it's just awesome to see. It's probably one of the best experiences that I think I've had growing up.
I think it really helped because I was so young, it just felt like, oh, this is just like what I do in the summers. So it already, by the time when I was 5, I was just like, I'm just here to like be with my friends. And then when I really started like really liking acting, it already felt so normal. And so like I was so comfortable in this space. So it was really just a nice like constant that I had throughout my acting career. Yeah, I've always been interested in like having a more like directorial role in a production. And this is the first time I get to like explore that. So it's been really fun to just kind of manage that and sit on the other side of the desk and like watch and like make pointers and take notes and stuff, and being able to add my own bits that I come up with into the show. It's really like, it's cool to see and it's cool to experience. Being able to be in a show and watch all like the parents and everyone also working just as hard to put the show on, it's really like, it creates a really, really good community that brings everyone together.
I think that we're able to leave each other for a whole school year and just come back and like pick right back up and be best friends again. And it's a really strong community, especially after like the loss we faced last year. I think that made us like super strong, and I think we all just love to be here and love to see each other and hang out, like no matter how old we all are.
Yeah, we all have respect for each other. We understand we've all gone through quite a bit with, as she said, the loss, and we all can, even newcomers, can just feel welcome immediately.
It's definitely challenging, especially when you're like younger, like middle school, late elementary school, and you get lines. I definitely have to Google a lot or ask Maddie to explain a lot, but like it's helped me learn a lot and like be really fluent in Shakespeare, and it even helped me like when I went into high school, and yeah.
Yeah, you have to know what you're saying to act it on the stage and be comfortable in just saying your lines and projecting them out.
Yeah, a lot of people I think are hesitant to join or whatever because it's Shakespeare and it's like not so fun. But I think Maddie really puts like a lot of magic into it, and she kind of is like the glue that holds us all together, especially like in rehearsal. She's always making us laugh, and like Kelly works so hard on our costumes, and like they just make sure everything is perfect and they make it so worth it to be here.
Yeah, I agree with her. It's so much fun. It's so many puns flying around. Yeah, it's just, yeah, like she said, Maddie was the glue. She holds us all together. When we're on stage, some of us just fall over laughing because she said something funny, like, yeah.
She's a hoot.
You can read more about the Short Shakes at WenatcheeWorld.com. Interested parties can purchase tickets at mtow.org or by visiting the Numerica Pack box office. And with Wenatchee World and NCW Live, I'm Josie Meets. Go!
Thank you, Josie. And now you know what the heck is going on around here. A program formerly called What the Heck is Going On Around Here, now more appropriately called The News, airs tonight at 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6:30 on YouTube. We put a link on our Facebook page. We put a link on our In Your Facebook page. We're on all the platforms that you see down there. And if you have news tips, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
How are things going with your parenting plan?
Amanda and I decided to do mediation with the Colombian Basin Dispute Resolution Center. We really wanted to avoid the costly attorney fees.
I didn't even know mediation was an option.
Yeah, they even train people to become mediators. They did such a good job, I'm actually considering taking the training myself.
I'm so happy for you guys. When parents work together, it seems everyone is happier.
Their mediators really listen to your wants and needs. I'm really happy with the outcome. Coming, buddy.
Affordable power is the heart of what we do as your public utility. But we don't stop at offering some of the lowest rates in the nation. Through local partnerships, discount and assistance programs, our staff works with residents every day to keep the power on. And now, we're offering 25% bill discounts for customers who need it most. To see if you qualify, visit chelanpud.org/discounts.
Let's do some sports. Well, the most important series of the season so far, anyway, for the Mariners begins tonight. They are in Texas. It's 4 games against the Rangers. Of course, both of these teams have been hovering right around the 500 mark for the last month or so. Both teams have been trading first and second place in the AL West over that time. Texas is 25-24 at home, 51-51 overall. The Mariners are 21-29 on the road and 51-52 overall. This is the 7th time these two teams will meet tonight. The Rangers have a 4-2 advantage in the season series so far. First pitch on Mariners.TV, 5:05. Bryce Miller will toe the rubber. No games in the American League West, so we'll jump right to the Apple Sox, who seem just I think they forgot how to lose. Nice problem to have. Strong pitching, a couple of Port Angeles errors, and that adds up to a 4-1 victory and a sweep of the lefties. And now their rival, if the Apple Sox have one rival, it's got to be the Bellingham Bells, and they are in town tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Go Apple Sox. And in the West Coast League scoreboard, there you go. Bellingham, by the way, did not play yesterday. Of course, Wenatchee is going to the playoffs. They won the first half Northern Division title. They may very well win the second half Northern Division title. And that means, of course, in the playoffs, the Wenatchee Apple Sox would play their junior varsity. I'm just kidding. And we can't forget about the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. They had yesterday off, or last week off. Now they're back at it again on Saturday. Full slate of racing action, including guys on motorcycles going really high in the air. Plus the Pro-Am Drifting Showdown, the Rockstar Energy BMAs, the Kuntz General Contracting Crown Vic Stocks, the Napa Auto Parts Bandoleros, and the Mini Bombers. Gates open at 4:30 tomorrow, racing at 6. Bring cash. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. It's National Thermal Engineer Day. I don't know what that is. It's Cousins Day, if you have cousins. National Drive-Through Day today, although I don't know why. But today is National Tequila Day. Today. No, I don't do it. I don't like it. Tequila is great if you're in a hurry. If you want to get the job done fast and, go with tequila, but oh my goodness, no thank you. Of course, according to Mexican law, there are certain areas in Mexico where tequila can only be made from the agave plant. Tequila has gotten extraordinarily expensive over the last 10 to 15 years because the native agave plants have been, well, their native areas where they grow has been decimated, so the price of tequila has gone straight up. The strongest tequila out there, by the way, is 110 proof. That's 55% alcohol. Anyway, if you're a connoisseur of tequila, enjoy. You won't be seeing me touching that stuff. 12 million cases of tequila are sold every year just in this country. Let's move on to Today in History. There have been thousands of shipwrecks in the Great Lakes. Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, on down the line. You would think that the deadliest shipwreck of them all would be out in the middle of the sea when a storm or whatever and the ship goes down. The deadliest ship accident in the history of the Great Lakes happened in 20 feet of water, 20 feet off the shore in Chicago. On this date in 1915, the SS Eastland capsizes. Now, the Eastland had been retrofitted. This is in 1915. In 1905, it had been retrofitted with additional machinery and an air conditioning system. And then the Titanic sank 3 years before this accident, so they had to retrofit the Eastland with lifeboats for every passenger on board. Well, the passengers started to go on board. A lot of them went over to the port side of the SS Eastland. Others went below deck. Below deck, they had pianos and bookcases and heavy furniture. Well, it kept listing and listing, and the crew kept adding ballast. But eventually, the list became so extreme that the ship just rolled over on its side, 20 feet from the dock, 20 feet from the water. The passengers and crew inside the Eastland either drowned or were crushed by all the furniture and bookcases down below. 844 passengers and crew died. Remains by far the largest loss of life of any shipwreck in the history of the Great Lakes, and it was in 20 feet of water, 20 feet off the dock on this date in 1915. The Supreme Court of the United States was very much concerned that Richard Nixon was just going to not do what the Supreme Court ordered them to do. On this date, 1974, the Supreme Court unanimously rules that Richard Nixon did not have the authority to withhold the White House tapes that had been subpoenaed by the Watergate special prosecutor. You got to turn the tapes over, Dick, all of them, to the special prosecutor, the beginning of the end, because now everybody could listen to Richard Nixon plot with his top aides on how much money do we need to pay the 5 Watergate burglars to keep them quiet. Hush money, bribery. This was when Richard Nixon's presidency basically imploded, and Nixon, surprisingly, especially to the Supreme Court, said, okay. At that point, he knew it was over. One of the greatest movies of all time was released 48 years ago today. It is a classic among all cinephiles. Of course, it won all the Academy Awards that year. Steve Martin for Best Actor, Peter Frampton for Best Supporting Actor, Best Screenplay, Best Director, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, starring Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees, and George Burns and Steve Martin. All my buddies went to the movie. We all went when it opened on this date in 1978. It's the first movie I ever went to that I seriously considered walking out of. It took about 20 minutes of the movie before you realized this does not have any plot whatsoever. If they ever showed this movie on an airplane, I'd walk out of it. Don't watch it. I don't even think it's out there anymore. What a disaster. And the Pine Tar game is 43 years old. I just missed this. I had left New York and was back in Wenatchee just a couple of days before this actually happened at Yankee Stadium. Let's take you back to July the 24th, 1983. The Royals are trailing the Yankees 4-3. UO Washington is on first base. Let's all relive the Pine Tar game.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's gone. And now the Royals have the one-run lead. George Brett has just homered, and Billy Martin and the Yankees want the bat. Look at Martin.
Well, what they're talking about, Frank, is that he's got too much pine tar, and you've got to have a certain amount of distance from the trademark of the bat and the pine tar.
Now they're going to measure it across home plate.
Well, I've never seen this.
I never have either.
I don't know what they're measuring. They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, the Yankees win. He's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
he's steaming mad.
He is out and having to be forcibly restrained from hitting plate umpire Tim McClellan. And the Yankees have won the ball game 4-3. Brett is called out for using an illegal bat or with the illegal substance on the bat.
Like I said, I have seen this before, Frank, and Gaylord Perry just took the bat away from home plate umpire Jim McClellan. He's going to take the bat. They're going to take it so they cannot take it into the American League office or wherever they take it to be examined.
Well, a Yankees security person and one of the umpires quickly are chasing whoever has the bat. Jose Martinez is holding Brett. Bobby, I've never seen this in my life.
Well, I've seen players called out for using an illegal bat, but never so an important hit by a home run and then been called out to put the Royals ahead. George Brett was fighting mad, and whether he has a cause to be mad or not, I don't have any idea.
I can never get tired of that video 43 years ago today. Let's do some birthdays. Amelia Earhart, born in the state in 1897, of course disappeared over the Pacific in 1937, declared legally dead. 2 years later, the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic, the legendary aviator. The mailman is 63, 2 times an MVP. He is still third all-time in the all-time list in scoring, and he shot and made more free throws than anybody in the history of the National Basketball Association. Karl Malone is 63. She can sing, she can act, she can dance. She's worked in theater, film, television, and music. Kristen Chenoweth is 58 years old today. This woman can sing and act and dance and has worked in theater and film and television and music. J-Lo is 57 years old today, and I don't know if she can sing or dance, but she can sure act. Elizabeth Moss is 44 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsor. Mike Mignotti's got an opinion. That'll make you think. And then Tessa Makximenko will be joining me to talk about the Wenatchee Citizens Police Academy. No, not the movie. That's next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, at the time of the last presidential election, somebody warned me. They said, if you vote for Kamala, gas and grocery prices would go up, housing costs would skyrocket, the country would be divided like never before, and we'd soon be at war with Iran. Well, I voted for Kamala, and yep, all that happened. Anyway, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
The Surf and Slide Water Park is open from Memorial Day through Labor Day. Surf and Slide is located in the heart of Central Washington in Moses Lake with activities for all ages and abilities. Check out Surf and Slide's Flow Rider Surfing Simulator, Lazy River, 2 200-foot water slides, tube slides, and diving boards. Our children's area includes a Treasure Island water structure, splash pad, and baby octopus slide. For season passes, visit us online or find Surf and Slide on Facebook.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Community is more than just a place. It's the people, stories, and connections we share. At the Wenatchee World, we're your neighbors, your storytellers, and your trusted voice. From uncovering the issues that matter most to celebrating the moments that bring us together. We deliver the stories that keep the community moving forward. The Wenatchee World, your community voice, here every day.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Welcome back to the program. Our topic today, cops are people too. People are people too. If you're ever curious, or you're just a good old Joe Schmo and you're interested about the day-to-day operations, what exactly a Wenatchee police officer does, spoiler alert, lots. It's coming back again for like the 9th or 10th year or 8th year in a row, something like that. It's the Wenatchee Police Department's Citizens Academy, Citizens Police Academy. It's free. And this lovely young lady to my immediate left is going to tell you all about it. You want to introduce yourself to my TV family?
Absolutely. My name is Tessa Makximenko, and I am strictly a volunteer for the Wenatchee Police Department Citizens Academy.
You've been through this. You've done this before.
I have. In 2017, I was a participant, and since then, I've been volunteering to help put this program together.
Why did you do this 9 years ago? What did you come across it and say, this looks like it's fun, or how did you fall into the Citizens Academy as just a citizen?
I was actually at a public event down at Pybus, and an officer who was in charge at that time, Sergeant Vasquez, said, hey, do it. You're new to the community. I think you should do it. It's a great way to learn more about what we do. And honestly, I said, why not? What do I have to lose? So I did, and I was really blown away and frankly overwhelmed by everything that I learned about law enforcement.
From a personal standpoint, what did you take away from it? I mean, you did it, and you went all the way through it, and you got your little diploma and your little badge or whatever it is. What did you take away personally? I mean, from a skill set? For me personally, my preconceived notions of law enforcement is what I see in movies or television, sure, or brief news clips, and so I had made up or envisioned in my head what I thought law enforcement was. So I think I took away from it a true education, or maybe even it allowed more questions to be asked than answered sometimes, but it gave me an education and a really big comprehensive overview of what their day-to-day actually looks like. Which is a lot. And I have a lot of friends in law enforcement, and they will tell you no 2 days are the same. And that's one of the reasons I like the job so much. Absolutely. Yeah. It does take a very special kind of person, I've learned, to be in law enforcement and to be very good at it and to care at their job. If you go all the way through, you're not going to be a certified, you're not going to give you a gun and a badge and handcuffs and send you out on patrol. That's not how it works. It's not that simple, but it does, from a citizen standpoint, take some of the myths and misconceptions from law enforcement away, and that's maybe the most important thing, isn't it? Absolutely. We are aiming, and by we, I mean the whole point of the Citizens Academy is to strengthen relationships between our law enforcement and our community, and a big piece of that is demystifying all the police procedures and why or why not, why they can or cannot perform certain tasks. Obviously this works, or both the participants and the police officers and law enforcement are getting something out of it, or they wouldn't keep doing it. They are. They get to build a lot of great relationships with their community that they don't get to on a regular day-to-day in their job. You can imagine they're going call to call. Sure. And this is a very relaxed, very non-confrontational environment to build relationships with our community members. One of the things I've learned from recent law enforcement activity, talking to Chief Reinfeld and detectives and sergeants and what have you, one of the biggest things that's changed in law enforcement over the last 5 years or so is they don't really go out on patrol much anymore. As you just made, and you're the one who planted that seed, they're going from call to call. They're not out looking for people breaking the law. They're going from one dispatch from Rivercom to another, and that's been the biggest change really in the last 5-6 years. Absolutely. One thing that they do talk about in this academy is the call volume, and they'll show numbers and all of the data from previous years, and it's only been going up. This is a very structured, they know what they're doing, kind of a situation. So from somebody who, and hopefully we're planting a lot of seeds here to get people to sign up, walk me through it from the beginning to congratulations, here's your picture with the chief. I mean, can you give me can you kind of outline the entire program from beginning, day one to day you're done? Absolutely. It is, most people are shocked to hear about the commitment. It is a 15-week commitment. So we this year we meet every Wednesday night. So from 6 to 8:30 every Wednesday night we'll meet. Starts August 12th. There is an application process, so you do have to apply online. We'll do a brief background check, and we love to look at the why behind your doing it. Not that there's a right or wrong, and we can talk about more reasons why people apply, but it starts August 12th, once a week. We meet, and there's a very specific topic for the evening. So we will have a community or a local expert, a law enforcement expert of that craft come in to teach each topic. So I have some topics listed here. Please. Local gangs, homelessness, use of force, defensive tactics. That's often one we get a lot of questions on. DUI and drugs, evidence and records, domestic violence, Department of Corrections, mental health and law enforcement, Chelan County jail tours, some hands-on topics as well. But every week is a different
topic. They'll teach about the laws regarding that topic, their training requirements. They'll teach about current issues. They have a lot of data from our community. And then there's a hands-on piece as well, so they'll get to try out what they're learning.
So it's 2.5 hours every Wednesday for 15 weeks.
That's right.
Did I get that correct?
That's right.
So that's actually not that much of a time commitment.
Oh, wow, okay.
I mean, I'm seeing, from my standpoint, I'm going, that's actually not too bad, all things considered. So in the application process, is there like a little place where you put an essay? Is there a little spot that says, why do you want to do this?
There is.
What did you write on yours
There is.
9 years ago?
Oh, I could think back. I'm sure mine was that I wanted to learn more about our community because I was new. I was a fresh face to Wenatchee at that point.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, you're still here.
I'm still here.
So apparently it worked. The accredited police officers who do this, here's another myth and misconception. They're not being forced to do it by Chief Reinfeld. He doesn't just say you and you. Congratulations, the Wednesdays for the next 3 months of your life are taken up. That's not the case. They actually like doing this. They dig it.
They dig it. They get to have a lot of conversations with community members that they don't normally have in their day-to-day. And it's really cool for them to be able to talk about their job and hopefully enlighten community members about what they do every day.
Most people, when they have an interaction with law enforcement, be it Wenatchee Police or sheriffs or whatever it is because something crappy happened.
I know.
I need your help. Somebody broke into my house. Somebody hit my car and drove off.
They're having a bad day.
That kind of stuff, and that's the biggest barrier, isn't it? Is I need the cops because something's wrong.
Absolutely.
So.
And this course is a very relaxed environment. It's cool because it's in the police department. So every week you'll get to go to the police department to have class, but it's very relaxed, non-confrontational environment where it's a two-way street. You get to ask a lot of questions, have a lot of questions answered, and maybe pose a lot that don't get answered too, but it's a very relaxed environment.
As you mentioned before, as I mentioned before, you're not going to walk out of here after 15 weeks and they're going to give you a badge and a gun and handcuffs. That's not how it works. But this has actually turned out a number of people who've gone through the Citizens Academy have now in law enforcement, fully accredited law enforcement officers, which is pretty cool.
Right. That's right. That is one reason why people take this. There's a few others, but one reason is they're interested in a career in law enforcement. So they say this is great exposure, this is a great way to meet people, and we have 3 or 4 now that are commissioned officers or working in a law enforcement capacity, records division, dispatch, items like that.
Mm-hmm. Records, by the way, don't get nearly as much respect as they should. I'm just saying that. It's not a particularly pleasant job, but it has to be done. It has to be done well. People don't see those folks.
That's right. That's right. But they're the reason why documents get to the courts. They're the reason why every item, every aspect of work that officers do actually make a difference.
How much of this is actually hands-on as opposed to I'm sitting in a room and watching a PowerPoint presentation from a police officer? How much of this is do I get to drive the car, doing that kind of stuff? Talk about that.
Yes, you do get to drive a police car.
Cool.
So through an actual course, it's called EVOC, Emergency Vehicle Operation Course. So you get a taste of EVOC, you get to drive a police car. We have a lot of cool tours, so you get to be inside the Wenatchee Police Department, you get to tour the Chelan County Jail, which is wild. That's very eye-opening for our participants. Another crowd favorite is our wet lab. So friends and family of officers have volunteered themselves or been voluntold. They drink a little in a... Yes, they drink, and our participants will learn about the field sobriety tests and then actually get to perform them on the friends and family members who've been drinking. So there are a lot of hands-on components.
And in the application process, what are some of the parameters that people need to know before they even bother to go to the website to fill out the form? You mentioned the background check. It's not in depth. They're not going to call the FBI and run you through that. But there are some basic age limits, things like that. Talk about some of that stuff.
There are. Minimally, you need to be 18. And so we like to have adults. Obviously, there are some youth programs that we can talk about later. That might be another day. But there are some youth programs you need to be 18, and then a Wenatchee Valley resident. We like to have more immediate Wenatchee Valley, Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, but Chelan and Douglas counties are welcome to apply.
So even though the Wenatchee Police Department is doing this, you can live, as long as you live in the general area of Wenatchee, you're good to go.
Absolutely.
And you have to be able to make the classes as well.
Yes, we do ask for the commitment, though people do say, kind of like you mentioned, they say, wow, this went by really fast. What am I going to do now with my nights? I wish it was longer. But yes, we do ask that you can make the full commitment.
Are you still in contact with some of the people who you went through the class with 9 years ago? Do you still know them?
I do, yes, I am. And every year we usually, you know, it's a small town. We run into each other, and I am. It's a great way to develop relationships with other community members and network a little if that's what you're into. While you're learning, which is the best.
Yeah, is there, I know this sounds silly, is there a test at the end of it?
No.
Like, there's not a pass-fail thing? Or?
This is not pass-fail.
Okay.
This is not a graded course.
Okay, I'm just asking questions as a Joe Schmo thing. But if you might be, this might be really cool, because if you're 18 years old, you're a long way from being an accredited police officer. But if you think you might want a career in law enforcement and you're 18 and you pass a stupid background check, it at least gives you a general idea that, hey, maybe law enforcement is for me, or maybe it isn't. Since it's free, what do you got to lose, right?
Nothing to lose. And it helps our participants who are interested in law enforcement maybe pick a specific path. Law enforcement can be broad, so it helps them narrow down a little bit.
Is there fun part outside of driving the cop car, which by the way is in a controlled environment? You're not screaming.
Not on the streets.
You're not screaming down Mission at 100 miles an hour. Is there entertaining, fun aspects of this?
Absolutely. I mean, I love hearing our ride-along stories. So you also get to ride along with a police officer, and those are usually a Friday night or Saturday night shift. So you get to see it all. I've been on a few myself and have some stories that maybe we shouldn't share today, but you get to see a lot.
Do you on the ride along? Are you in the front seat or the back seat?
You're in the front seat. Never sit in the back seat.
Yeah, well, I've been in the back seat of a patrol car, and that's neither here nor there.
No.
And you learn a little bit about the Wenatchee Valley. You might go to some neighborhoods you haven't seen before, and learn some things, because law enforcement changes all the time. There are different concerns. Almost on a weekly basis. They keep track of these things, don't they?
They keep track. What overwhelms me a lot is actually the data that they bring. So they'll bring a lot of data from our immediate area and then from our state as well. It's shocking.
Yes.
When you see numbers black and white, it can be very shocking.
Yeah, they'll say, hey, all of a sudden we have an outbreak of graffiti in this neighborhood, or we've had suspicious characters knocking on doors in that neighborhood, and all of this stuff is they keep track of.
They keep track of it all.
It makes for better policing, too.
It does.
How do we get people to sign up? I got the website right here. If you go to the City of Wenatchee's website, just wenatchee.gov, and in the search bar type in Citizens Academy, you can even misspell citizens, because I did, and it still showed up.
Just did this.
Talk about the flyer that you see on your screen there. Can people say, or people going to be able to download what they see there on the screen and give them all the information they need?
They are. So wenatcheewa.gov is the best place to go, or we have the QR code. So the how of how you sign up, fill out the application online, and you'll send it in. There are instructions online of exactly what to do. It can be self-explanatory once you get to that webpage.
The deadline is the last day of this month, Friday the 31st. That's it. And the classes begin
August 12th.
August 12th. So it's a pretty quick turnaround.
It's a quick turnaround.
And it's every Wednesday night for 15 weeks.
That's right.
Straight through, no breaks. I mean, every Wednesday.
No breaks.
Cool. I like that. Anything else that we need to know about? I mean, it sounds pretty. Oh, is there a outside of the deadline? Is there a limited number of applicants, and that's it? I mean, you only have room for a certain amount of people.
We do. It is at the police department, so we do try to limit the course to 25. But if we have to be a little comfy with each other, we will.
Okay. And one thing I noticed, because I went through photos of graduating classes, and they have a little ceremony, and the chief shows up and everything like that. A lot of females. I think the last couple of classes has been like 75% females and 25% males. That's cool.
It's cool, and I think it speaks to the why behind why people take this course. That's something we haven't really touched on, but of course, some people take it because they're interested in law enforcement. We have a lot of people who take it because they're just curious citizens. They want to be better informed, they want to be better educated. We have a lot of folks who'll take it because they're professionals that work adjacent to law enforcement. They're curious to know what law enforcement side of their job really entails. And then I would say we've had a lot of participants who have some preconceived notions of law enforcement. Maybe they've had a bad experience before.
Sure.
Some general fears or anxieties, and they're hoping to change that. They're looking to change their narrative.
And I can speak from a standpoint, I mean, I have not gone through it, but I know people who have. They become a little bit more observant, and all of a sudden they notice things that they never noticed before, like that's not right. maybe I should inquire or at least steer law enforcement in the right direction, because something I never noticed before is now caught my attention
Now
from what I learned.
happening in front of my eyes, absolutely.
Right. So thank you for the information. Again, go to the City of Wenatchee's website, go to the search bar right at the top, type in Citizens Academy. You can misspell citizens, you could probably misspell academy, and it's all right there. Don't hesitate. The 31st, the background check ain't much. If you're a felon, you're probably not going to get in outside of that. And if it turns out people as awesome as you, nicely done.
Oh, thank you. Well, thanks so much for having us.
And Officer Abbott and Detective Cook are going to take care of you?
That's right. They'll take care of us for the next 3 months.
I've met them both, and they're pretty cool guys. And they like doing it, too, I might add.
Oh,
they like
love
teaching the class.
Yes, and
So-
Officer Kate Abbott did actually take the course.
Yes.
So she started in the course.
Yeah, that's cool. And we need more female law enforcement people, by the way. We really do. Sometimes just female victims of crime are just more comfortable talking to a female police officer. That's a fact.
Absolutely.
Thank you for dropping by. I'll let you get back to work.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Anytime. Deadline is Friday, the 31st. Don't put it off. Don't even procrastinate. Just get it done. And maybe next time we'll have another graduate, come on and talk about how awesome it was.
That'd be great.
Thanks for coming. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation and let's build something amazing together.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
69 degrees here in the big city. AQI is at 52. That's moderate, certainly doable. Antioch can't catch a break. It's 276 in Antioch, and Antioch's not that far away from us. They've had some pretty bad air over the last 2.5 days. The big story is going to be the wind. It's still going to be hot today, which is why we have a red flag warning. It starts in just a couple hours, 11 o'clock this morning. It will go through 11 o'clock Saturday. That means low relative humidity, gusty winds, and hot temperatures. That's the recipe for a red flag warning. And tomorrow, the red flag warning at 11 o'clock transitions to something a little less serious, which is a fire weather watch. And the reason it's a little less serious is that tomorrow is going to be a lot cooler than today. We're going to be in the upper 90s today. We'll be about 90 on Saturday, which is plenty warm, but that's a huge difference in temperature as that deep trough of cold and dry air is about ready to pay us a visit. By late this afternoon, early evening hours, it will be here, and that means winds for the Wenatchee Valley, the Cascade Gaps, the Okanagan Valley, Columbia Basin, not too windy today. It'll pick up in intensity tonight. We'll top off at 98 today, 68 for the overnight low tonight. Though it'll be gusty this afternoon, gusty tonight, breezy to windy on Saturday, and then quite a bit of wind on Saturday night until the overnight hours. While we're all sleeping Saturday night into Sunday morning, that cold front will be leaving the area and leaving some cool air behind, which is why we'll look at the temperature variation from 98 today to 87 on Sunday. That's a big drop, and the overnight lows are going to be a lot more comfortable for a lot of people. So get ready for the cool down, but we have to deal with the wind today, well, especially this afternoon, tonight, and all day on Saturday. Keep your fingers crossed, and I will see you Monday. Until then, bye-bye.